I am Payal Mukherjee. I'm working as a project manager at the FOSSEE project, which is being developed at IIT Bombay. This project is funded by the Ministry of Education, Government of India. And Professor Kannan Modgali is our team lead, we can say. He is our principal investigator. So let me just mention that though FOSSEE is a project from IIT Bombay and it is being developed at IIT Bombay, but it is not limited to IIT Bombay or IITs or NITs. Okay, it is for all the Indians because it is an initiative from the Government of India, and we are working for the National Mission on Education through ICT. So FOSSEE actually presents you a training program that each and every Indian student has the right to, take the opportunity. Okay, so let me talk about the FOSSEE project now. FOSSEE stands for Free and Open Source Software for Education. Okay, so and earlier it was only for the engineering education, but now it is offered this training, including GIS, chemistry, physics, hardcore, statistics, okay, and so on. And this free and libre open source software, the word free is not just limited to free of cost. So this has 4 aspects. Number one, you can freely download and install the software in your own systems. You need not pay for the licenses because they come with the licenses, for example, GPL and BSD, which you can use legally. Okay, and you need not pay a single rupee fee to access the license and to use the software. So installation is free. You can also modify the software. That is the second aspect of freedom. You can distribute the software for free. That is the third aspect of freedom. And the fourth aspect is you can distribute the modified version of the software for free. Okay, so this free and libre open source software stands for all these 4 components. Okay, so that is FLOSS or FOSS that we say. And as I mentioned, that it is funded by the Ministry of Education, Government of India, and the main purpose of this FOSSEE project is to reach out to every corner of India where the facility of teaching and the educational institutes are not as far as they are in the cities. And due to some hindrances, for example, financial hindrances, for example, distance hindrances, all the students or all the Indian students are not, they cannot have the facility of getting admission in top-notch institutes of India. And that is where FOSSEE is useful. Okay, so FOSSEE's main function is training the students so that they are empowered to use the training to produce an output in the form of a practical project, which will help them to secure good jobs and also apply in higher education in India and abroad. Okay, so this training part is very important because we emphasize on skill-based education. Okay, it is in most of the colleges and education institutes they are doing both the theoretical aspect of education as well as the hands-on part. Okay, but FOSSEE is focusing more on the skill-based education. Okay, so let me proceed with the next slide. So along with OpenFOAM, FOSSEE is offering training on all these softwares. Scilab, Python, Scilab is a alternative for a very famous software called MATLAB. You have heard of MATLAB. Python is actually, it's a free and open source software, but it is widely used. Okay, in my next slides, I'll just show you a chart which displays the commercial software and the free and open source software, which is the substitute for that commercial software. eSIM for electronics, DWSIM and OpenModelica for chemical engineering, GIS or FOSSEE GIS or QGIS is a open source software for GIS mapping. R is for statistical analysis. OSDAG is for steel industry. Focal is for animation. FLOSS, Arduino, and OpenPLC, they are all open source hardware support from FOSSEE. Okay, SOL is for school students, basically. Okay, so you can, in this chart, you can just see the commercial software alternative to the open source software that we train. Okay, like MATLAB for Scilab and OpenFOAM for ANSYS Fluent. This is a very famous software used widely by the CFD users. Okay. DWSIM for Aspen Plus is also very renowned software. GIS for ArcGIS. So all these things are there. Okay, now let me discuss about how can the students participate in FOSSEE free of cost, and this participation will help earn you some money also. So we, for all the case study projects, research migration projects, all the successful submissions, FOSSEE will pay you honorarium, as well as you will receive a certificate from FOSSEE. And the third and the most important point is your name, your work, and your affiliation. Everything will be displayed on the FOSSEE website. And this FOSSEE website is regularly, reviewed by the ministry people. So it is a very prestigious website that you can have your name at. Okay, so and this the repository where your name and work will be displayed is accessible throughout your life. Okay, so whenever you are applying for higher education, whenever you are applying for a job, you can always refer to your work, because it will be always there in the FOSSEE website. So let me just briefly explain you. So all these are the projects or the output that I was talking about. So most of the training methods or training institutes will give you a training. They'll just make you sit for an exam, maybe a multiple choice question or something, and they'll give you a certificate. But here is the point where FOSSEE is apart. FOSSEE stands apart from those kind of training programs, because FOSSEE will enable you, will empower you to use this knowledge to actually apply in your own subject and produce a case study, produce a research migration project, or contribute in a lab migration project. So in the open form stream of FOSSEE, we mainly focus on these three outputs: case study, research migration, and lab migration. Okay. So cases are simple problems in CFD, which any learner from the CFD community or any user of the CFD community of OpenFOAM can use OpenFOAM and solve a problem in CFD. What is case study? This is about the case study project. Now let me come to the research migration project. So in the research migration project, what happens? The learners can refer to any research topic which is published in a renowned journal. That learner will have to take or refer the research topic and replicate it using OpenFOAM. Okay, this is majorly used by the research scholars. And the lab migration project is mainly for the institutes, the lab of the institutes which are using commercial software. We handhold them and we help them to migrate to a lab which will use a free and open source software and not a commercial software. ANSYS Fluent that is used by the CFD users, they come with a very, very heavy license fees, lakhs of rupees. And for every module, you have to buy a new license, and that is where the knowledge of FOSS, free and open source software, for example, OpenFOAM, will help you. How? Because it will give you a freedom. It will make you will be Atmanirbhar, and that is the key word now to make India a more developed country, to make you as a CFD professional or as a student independent. Okay, so because suppose your educational institute or the company where you are working in, they have bought a license because they have funding. But what if you want to go ahead with your own company? What if you want to apply the knowledge of CFD and OpenFOAM to make your own project? Then the knowledge of OpenFOAM or the open source software will come. Because this access of commercial software, it is just a kind of dependence on finance. If you have that money, if you have that finance, you can access it. But what if you don't have that financial capability to buy the software? Then the knowledge is extremely important. So it is very, very important to learn FOSS or to have this knowledge, so that at any point of time, at any point of life, you can use it as per requirement. Okay, now let me just mention about the semester-long internship and summer fellowship of that FOSSEE offers. The semester-long internship is it actually begins with the semester in the month of January, February, and it's a 3 months long course that is offered by FOSSEE. Okay, and it is a completely online program. So semester-long internship has already been started by FOSSEE, and very recently FOSSEE has announced the summer fellowship. So I will request after this workshop, please, I'll towards the end of the workshop, I will come to how to apply to summer fellowship of FOSSEE. So please apply for summer fellowship and try. So the selection criteria is only, the screening task that we float, and we will not look at your report cards, your, performances, your earlier performances. The only criteria is the knowledge of the FOSS that you will apply through the screening task. Okay, so for all the faculty members, let me just share this screen because we have a program for the faculty members and they can collaborate with us as faculty partners. The main role is guiding the FOSSEE interns and fellows and whoever is wanting to learn open form and come up with a case study. So the faculty partners actually handhold them. Okay, and they are actually replicating the work that the faculty members at IIT Bombay are doing for FOSSEE. And they are our esteemed faculty partners, and benefits are their name will also be reflected in the FOSSEE URL. After the internship and fellowship, they can continue the work with the FOSSEE interns and fellows to publish papers in renowned journals. And they can also have the opportunity to collaborate with the present group of faculty partners and also the industry partners that we have with us. Okay, they are called advisory board members of FOSSEE. For the industry people, you can join us as advisory board members. Your role will be to guide the FOSSEE interns as well. Okay, and the benefit that you are getting is you are getting pre-trained candidates for recruitment. For example, you can float a toy problem or a replica problem that you are working on at present in your company. So we are not saying that you have to tell us the exact data you are using or the exact project that you are working on. You can just replicate those processes and you can prepare a toy problem that you can float for the internship and fellowships of FOSSEE or also throughout the year this opportunity is open. And you can also collaborate with the faculty partners and other advisory board members. So towards the end of the workshop, I'll show you the URL and I'll introduce you to some of the faculty partners and the advisory board members virtually. Okay, so with this, my next slide will continue to show you the schedule for today's workshop. So just after, we are 5 minutes late. So 10:15, I'll stop. It is 10:20, so I'll stop now. And Professor Janani Sri Muralidharan will take over for the first session. And then we will have the demonstration or the hands-on session. And we'll continue with the afternoon slot. And you can see the schedule here. We'll continue with Mr. Manjil's session, Avan's session, and Deeptanshu's session. And at the last, towards the end of the workshop, we'll have 1 hour session by Professor Chandan Bose. He will join from the University of Birmingham. He's a principal investigator of the open form team of FOSSEE now. Thank you.